During the coming time of the Great Tribulation on the earth, the Scriptures tell us that God will raise up two bright lights to shine for Him in the darkness. Just as Satan will have his two men to do his bidding, the Antichrist and the false prophet, God will anoint two special witnesses who will minister on His behalf in the midst of the darkness and devastation. Just as John the Baptist was the forerunner for the first advent of the Messiah, God will raise up two witnesses to pave the way for His second advent. The prophecy concerning these two super witnesses is astonishing because I believe they'll be Moses and Elijah, two men who've already lived on the earth, but that God will bring back to earth for a repeat performance to impact earth's final generation. But as incredible as that is, there's another aspect of this prophecy about the two witnesses that could not have been fulfilled until the current generation, a prophecy that seems to point to modern satellites and television. That's right, John included a foreview of modern technology that he had no way of envisioning when he wrote Revelation in AD 95. When the two witnesses have finished their unprecedented 3.5-year ministry during the coming tribulation, God will allow the Antichrist to kill them. Revelation 11 says, and when they had finished their testimony, the beast that comes up out of the abyss will make war with them and overcome them and kill them. Notice that they could not be killed, the Bible says, until they'd finished their testimony. And the same is true for each of us. Our times are in God's hand as well. We're invincible until the Lord is finished with us, and we've completed our work here for Him on earth. What a comforting and strengthening truth that is. The whole world will rejoice over the death of these prophets. The entire world, led by Antichrist, will celebrate in ghoulish delight and vindictive glee the death of these witnesses, and their bodies will lie in the streets of Jerusalem for 3.5 days. Here's where this prophecy gets really interesting in light of what we see in our world today. Revelation 11:9 makes this brief statement almost in passing. It says, and those from the peoples and tribes and tongues and nations will look at their dead bodies for 3.5 days. This seems to be looking into the far distant future from John's day when people from all over the world can see events via television and satellite. It means their bodies will be seen simultaneously by people all over the world. This means that almost 2,000 years before television and satellites, John saw what has only come to fruition in the last 60 years. At the time this prophecy was given and for centuries after, this prediction seemed impossible. Yet today it's commonplace. It happens 24/7 every day on cable news all around the world, even in the poorest third world countries. As prophecy teacher Tim LaHaye says, ours is the first generation that can literally see the fulfillment of Revelation 11:9 and allowing the people of the entire world to see such an awesome spectacle. This is one more indication that we're coming closer to the end of the age, because it would have been humanly impossible just a few years ago for the entire world to see these two witnesses in the streets at a given moment of time. Amazingly, after the dead bodies of the two witnesses have laid swelling in the sun for 3.5 days, the Lord will raise their bodies back to life from the streets of Jerusalem before a horror-stricken world. What a scene! People all over the earth will see the two witnesses caught up to heaven on their favorite TV newscast as the analysts sit around discussing its significance. The biblical prophecy of the two witnesses is doubly remarkable. It not only predicts that two of the towering figures from the Old Testament will reappear on earth for history's greatest curtain call, but that everyone in the world will see their dead bodies lying in the streets of Jerusalem. Either one of these prophecies by itself would be mind-boggling, but jointly they attest to the mighty power of the sovereign God of prophecy.